Wicked Blogger Ghana is back in the building, the voice that says what others won't and goes where others fear to tread. Today, we're diving into the juicy truth behind Hajia4Reall and how she snitched on the streets following her fraud-related arrest by the FBI. Before we get into it, go ahead and like this video. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Before we dive into the claims that she cooperated with authorities and how that may have opened the gates for the FBI's growing interest in Ghana's fraud landscape, let's first examine the official report filed by the FBI detailing the reasons for her arrest. Here is how they reported her arrest. Prominent Ghanaian influencer charged for role in romance scheme and extradited from the United Kingdom to the United States. Faiz Montrage, also known as Hajia4Reall, allegedly received over $2 million in fraud proceeds and even pretended to marry one victim to further the scheme. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and Michael J. Driscoll, Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's New York field office, announced the unsealing of a 6-count indictment charging Faiz Montrage with her role in a series of romance scams and for laundering the proceeds. Montrage was arrested in the United Kingdom on the 10th of November, 2022, and extradited to the United States on the 12th of May, 2023. She was to be presented before U.S. District Judge Paul A. Crotty, to whom the case is assigned. Here are the statements from U.S. officials. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams stated, as alleged, Faiz Montrage was a member of a criminal conspiracy that specifically targeted older Americans through romance scams. These scams can be both financially and emotionally devastating for vulnerable victims. Thanks to the efforts of our law enforcement partners, Montrage was arrested abroad and has been brought to the United States to face justice. FBI Assistant Director Michael J. Driscoll added, "We allege today that Ms. Montrage participated in multiple romance scams, often targeting elderly victims, resulting in more than $2 million in fraudulent funds under her control. Romance scams, especially those that target older individuals, are of major concern. The FBI will be tireless in our efforts to hold fraudsters accountable in the criminal justice system." Here are details of the indictment. According to the indictment and publicly available court documents, between at least 2013 through about 2019, Montrage was a part of a West Africa-based criminal enterprise that engaged in various fraudulent schemes targeting individuals and businesses in the United States, including romance scams. Many of the victims were vulnerable, elderly individuals living alone. Members of the enterprise contacted victims via emails, text messages, and social media, pretending to be in romantic relationships using fake identities. Once trust was established, the victims were persuaded under false pretenses to transfer money to bank accounts they believed belonged to their romantic partners. In reality, these accounts were controlled by the fraudsters. Montrage, a well-known Ghanaian public figure and influencer, gained fame through her Instagram handle at Hajia4Reall, which once had over 3.4 million followers, placing her among the top 10 most followed Ghanaian profiles. She's accused of receiving money from several victims, including payments for transporting gold to the United States, payments to resolve a fake FBI investigation, payments to assist a fake US Army officer in moving funds from Afghanistan. In one instance, she allegedly used her real name to speak directly with the victim by phone, even sending a fake tribal marriage certificate claiming they had been married in Ghana. That victim reportedly sent her approximately 82 wire transfers, totaling about $89,000, to support supposed farming operations in Ghana tied to her father. In total, Montrage is alleged to have controlled bank accounts that received over $2 million in fraudulent proceeds. Below are the charges. Montrage, aged 30 and based in Accra, Ghana, faced 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 1 count of wire fraud, 1 count of money laundering conspiracy, 1 count of money laundering. Each of these charges carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Additionally, she faces 1 count of receipt of stolen money, maximum 10 years, One count of conspiracy to receive stolen money, maximum 5 years. It's worth noting that these are maximum sentences, and the actual punishment will be determined by a judge. Government response and prosecution. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams commended the work of the FBI and extended thanks to the U.S. Marshals Service National Extradition Unit, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and the FBI legal attaché in London for their roles in securing her arrest and extradition. The Department of Justice's Office of International Affairs also played a critical role in coordinating the legal process. The case is being handled by the Complex Frauds and Cybercrime Unit, with Assistant U.S. Attorneys Mitzi Steiner and Kevin Mead leading the prosecution. The charges in the indictment are merely allegations, and Faiz Montrage is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. What you just watched was a breakdown of how Hajia4Reall's case was officially reported by the FBI on their website. Looking at the charges against her, she was supposed to serve at least 20 years in prison, maybe even more. But something strange happened. How did she manage to beat the case and get only 1 year? This is where things get interesting. Sources say Hajia4Reall made a deal. Yes, she snitched to save herself. Because of that deal, she got her sentence reduced to just 1 year. At the time she was arrested, the FBI came to Ghana. They met quietly with leaders of the Economic and Organized Crime Office at their head office in Accra. They didn't arrest anyone during that visit, but they told Ghanaian officials what they were planning, and they asked for information on a few individuals. A few days after Hajia4Reall was released and sent back to Ghana, the FBI started making arrests. Now, here's a big question. Can someone snitch on you to the FBI, even if you didn't commit fraud with them? Yes, very possible. As long as the FBI sees the case as serious, they will accept the snitch and move fast. Right now, Hajia4Reall is free and living her life in Ghana. But some of the big men she used to hang out with are now in trouble. The most confirmed name she gave to the FBI is Manaf, a well-known businessman and real estate developer. Thanks for staying with us till the end. Wicked Blogger Ghana has more coming your way. Our next video is about how Shatta Wale's Lamborghini was seized by the feds. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now. Like this video, share it, and stay wicked.